All right, here we go. This is round 2 of our night recording.
Oh, night recording.
We visited the space bar in the last episode.
That was one of the best memories of my life.
As you know,
Yeah.
I like cold drinks.
Oh, I know. If you died and you had a funeral, right? So, you know, the ceremony when somebody dies, and I had to speak about you, my memories of Abe.
Would it be, you'd say, cool stuff?
No, there's too many good things to say about Abe, so I'll just say this. He liked his drinks ice cold. Thank you, everybody.
That's it?
That's it. Yeah.
That's it?
Well, that's what
That would be your whole speech?
he liked his cold drinks.
Anyway, I have some ice prepared here.
Okay.
So you can take some.
You get a plunk. Okay.
Just take some. Yeah, there you go.
I don't want to take all your ice now.
No.
You tell me when I'm being greedy.
Oh, yeah. Take
Okay.
as much as you'd like.
You're saying that, but I know how you love your ice.
Well, I can always get more ice.
That's true.
I have a whole ice container,
You have a container full
an
of
ice box.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the most important things when I bought a refrigerator
Right.
was to have an ice maker.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
Oh, it's quite simple.
Okay.
You put water in a tank.
I'm still with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's like an automatic tray.
Ah, the tray is automatic.
Yeah, and the tray flips and dumps the ice into a special ice box below.
But how does the tray know when it's frozen?
I think it's a timing thing.
Ah, it's a timer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when the water goes in, then the tray knows, okay, the ice will be frozen after a certain amount of time.
So like you're sitting in the living room watching TV,
And you can hear it.
you hear the freezer go.
And the new ice. It's my favorite sound in the world.
You must love that sound. Fresh ice.
So, Ben, which whiskey would you like to try now?
Well, I feel like we're making our way around the world.
Would you like to try the super special whiskey from Sweden?
We started in Japan,
Yep.
which is where we live.
Yep.
Appropriate. We flew to Scotland,
Yep. The Artbacks from Scotland.
and now we'll.
This one was a gift from my Swedish friend. It's in a very cool bottle.
I love the bottle.
Yeah.
I feel like this is science. It's got a sort of happy pop.
Oh, you didn't finish.
I didn't finish. Excuse me. How rude. I'll finish my Scottish whiskey.
All right.
I really like that one.
You really liked that last one?
Yeah.
Well, I hope you like this one even more.
I didn't know that Sweden made whiskey.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
And then I tried it, and that's good whiskey.
Right. I don't know much about Swedish drinks or food.
So cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that
Wow.
one. Wow.
That's full flavor.
Very full.
Yeah, that's intense.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It is. It's full. It's kind of sweet. It's feels like my tongue was covered in a blanket of deliciousness.
Oh, that's wonderful. So of the 3 that we have tried so far,
Yeah.
Japanese, Scotland, and Sweden, which one do you think is the best?
I think the Scottish.
The-
I could drink all night.
Yeah.
You know,
So
it's different. Like something that I'd have one glass of. Probably this.
okay.
But what is it really? I know you're tricking me.
Okay.
I've tasted this before.
I'm gonna come clean.
Come clean. Tell me what it is.
I have all these fancy whiskeys,
Right.
beautiful bottles,
Yeah.
but to be honest,
They're all the same.
I drank all the good ones, and they're all
teachers. Damn it.
they're all
They're
teachers.
all the same.
They're all the same $10 whiskey you always drink.
Well, I think that explains why I like them all. Because
I put this teacher's cheap whiskey in all the fancy bottles
I feel so
to
cheated.
make it look cool.
Well, you know what? I thought I loved teachers. Now I just love it even more. And you've highlighted a very interesting fact about the human brain, the placebo effect.
Kind of a placebo effect. This is something very true.
Right.
Like if someone tells you, this wine is blah, 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 very, very, from the hills of Spain,
$600.
70 years old,
Right.
blah, blah, blah. No, try it. Just a
The
little,
last of its kind.
little sip and swish it in your glass. And by the time you drink it, you think, oh my God,
Yeah.
that's the best wine I've ever tasted.
So you took me on a tour of the world, but really,
It's all-
we were in Scotland the whole time.
The Teacher's Highland Cream, the cheap, I think the most bang for your buck,
I think just one of the best whiskies
which means
generally.
great cost performance.
Great value.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bang for your buck.
You pay a little, but you get high quality.
Yes.
Yeah.
The most bang for your buck.
I guess the opposite of bang for your buck would be a rip-off,
Yes.
overpriced.
Yeah.
You pay a lot and
That's the opposite.
you get low quality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, the joke's on me.
So you've been drinking the same one.
Well, you know what? I can't complain because I love teachers.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll never ever say it's bad, even when I'm not sure it's even teachers.
Right.
I'm no
Like I said, wow, that one is really smooth.
yeah. I guess they're all good.
I was kind of laughing a little bit,
Yeah.
trying to control myself.
Now I understand the butterflies in your stomach. This is part of your big joke. You're the Joker and I'm Batman in your weird game. Well, I'm not mad, Abe. I never pretended to be a whiskey connoisseur or expert.
But you have to admit,
Yeah.
maybe you did enjoy the previous whiskeys more than usual
Oh, definitely.
because you thought they were special.
Placebo is a real thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing. It's a scientific fact. And yeah, so thank you. I feel like you still gave me an experience.
I wanted to give you even more enjoyment
Yeah,
without having to break the bank.
sure. Without spending too much money.
Yes. Yes.
Well, you certainly didn't break the bank.
All of these were gifts. I never break the bank.
Right. Least of all on me. So thank you for giving me a
Well,
taste of
no,
it.
if I had some real fancy whiskey,
Yeah,
I would definitely drink it with you.
of course. Just like all these ones.
I never break the bank when I buy whiskey anymore because I found this one.
Yeah,
Teachers.
right. And it's delicious.
And we're teachers.
right.
And our podcast called Teacher Talk.
It makes sense.
It all makes sense.
Yeah. It's not going
Hey, don't we have some listener questions?
We do. We've been flying around the world. But now let's put on your winter jackets.
Here we go.
If you've got a question,
And any country, anytime.
Anything's okay.
From
Around the world, around the world.
If you've got a question,
Japan, Australia, Canada, the other one.
just ask Ben and Abe.
Ben and Abe will answer your questions. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
get your winter jacket on.
Well, no, it's the middle of the summer.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's always cold there.
Where?
In the great country of Russia.
Russia. Russia. I love the Russian accent.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do a very good Russian accent.
You think?
I think you're Russian very good.
Think.
Yes. Have drink. Proskovia.
One more.
Is that what they say? Proskovia or something?
They do say
Something like that. Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway.
Wait. A listener question from Russia. Do you mean a Russian in Russia?
A real Russian.
Not like a foreign student in Russia?
No.
A real Russian in Russia.
Born and raised.
Yes. Yes. This is what I wanted for Teacher Talk.
Well, you
To
told
be
me.
spread around the world.
Right. Like a coronavirus, but a good pandemic.
A Teacher Talk pandemic.
Educational pandemic
Okay.
of fun. So this listener is interested in all three countries that we represent on this podcast,
Japan, number one.
where we live.
Yes, our home for many years.
Australia, where I was made
Yep. Made in Australia,
in Australia, and Canada,
where I was made.
where you were made. Yeah. And between us, that's three.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. We have perspective from living in three different countries. Not only that, I've lived in Australia and you've lived in Canada.
Right. We've got like
got some-
perspective squared.
Triangle thing going on.
Triangle shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple of questions. Well, number one, favorite food in each
Wait,
country.
aren't you going to do it in your Russian accent?
No, I think I've done enough. I don't want to disrespect the Russian people.
Come on. Okay. So you want to respect the listener's privacy. Okay. And you don't want to disrespect Russian listeners.
No,
of course not.
I would never. It's actually one of my dreams to travel to Russia in the future. Yeah. So,
Well, dreams can come true.
yeah. Look at me and you.
With our fucking expensive whiskey.
Yeah, with our fake nice whiskey. Fuck you, eh?
Come on.
All right, so number one, favorite food in each country, go. Canada.
Well, I don't have a favorite food from Australia.
Well, favorite Canadian food,
Favorite Canadian food, venison,
venison,
Yeah.
deer meat.
deer meat.
Okay,
So my dad's a hunter.
right.
And when I was a kid, I didn't like eating wild game.
Yeah, I feel like most kids don't have to eat that.
Yeah, wild game means meat from the wild.
Right. I think they call it game because it's a game to catch it.
I don't think so. It's definitely not a game for my dad. He takes it very seriously.
This is not a game, son.
Well, yes, in the, of hunting and killing an animal, he takes it very seriously because he's also a veterinarian.
Yeah, it's, and he grew up on an isolated island.
It's
complicated.
anyway.
Anyway, venison.
Now when I get the chance to eat wild game, especially deer,
Yeah.
venison, I'm super happy. Like it's awesome. I ate it in Hokkaido not long ago as well.
Okay.
But the Hokkaido venison, and venison means deer meat,
Yes.
well, isn't nearly as good as the venison that my dad has cooked for me in recent years.
As a vegetarian, I will take your word for it.
Yes.
I have
you
no
don't
idea.
eat meat.
No idea.
You're not interested in wild game.
No, but if you dropped me in a forest with a knife, I would kill everything I need to survive.
Okay.
Just know that.
Okay.
Okay, favorite Australian food? Difficult because Australian food is shit, but probably I'll say summer Christmas pudding.
Oh, what's that?
It's the summer version of a Christmas pudding.
Right, because in Australia, Christmas comes in the summertime.
Right. I'm still not sure exactly what it is, but my grandma makes it. It's like a cold sponge fruit cake with
Cold
cream.
sponge fruit cake
Yeah.
with cream.
Right.
So traditional Christmas cake or Christmas kind of pudding,
Christmas pudding.
very thick and heavy.
It's a heavy steamed fruit cake. Yes. With often made with brandy and lit on fire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that's really delicious.
With double whipped cream.
And you
It's extreme. Okay. Favorite Japanese food?
favorite Japanese food, man, that is difficult.
Must be.
I mean, I love sushi,
Sure.
but I also like, the kind of Kansai foods.
Okay.
I like strong tastes.
Right. I know you do.
Yeah. I mean, like I love Thai food,
Sure.
Indian
really
food.
spicy.
really spicy, really strong taste.
Something that hits you.
And in Japan, the Kansai area and also Nagoya is known to have this a very strong tasting food like yakisoba, which is
Right.
fried noodles
Sure.
with a sauce. It's a very sweet and savory sauce,
It's very unique to Japan.
salty and sweet.
It's delicious.
Yeah. And so I love those foods as well, like okonomiyaki.
Pokonomiyaki, poko.
Yeah, okonomiyaki. That's my
Well, that's you.
invention.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that inspiration comes from okonomiyaki, which is a pancake that is not sweet, salty, and
It's a savory pancake.
she has seafood and pork in it,
Yeah.
cabbage and stuff. It sounds weird, but it's super good.
No, it's awesome.
It's so hard to
Okay,
choose
so
a
tomorrow
favorite.
you're going to die. You have one last Japanese food to eat tonight.
Well, I mean, Japanese beef is like very special.
Okay.
It's very, very finely marbled, which means the fat and the meat is like mixed very finely. Like it's not like big, all meat and then all fat. It's like all the meat and fat is like marbled together,
Right.
which creates this very soft texture.
Okay.
And you get this it's delicious.
All right.
So it's hard to not want to have a really nice Wagyu steak or something.
That's your answer.
Well, it's not Japanese food, though. It's Japanese beef.
You're going to die in 4 hours. They're coming for you, Abe.
Can't choose, damn it.
All right. So you go hungry for the night, but Japanese beef,
Perhaps.
a delicious, perfectly cooked marbled steak
Perhaps, yeah.
with all the trimmings.
So hard to choose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say a nice soba with kakiage, perfectly fried. Easy.
Kakiage. So explain kakiage a
So
little
it's a
bit.
tempura mix of vegetables combined into a kind of a deep fried cake of battered vegetables. But when it's done perfectly, it's so crispy and so flavorful.
It's kind of like shredded vegetables
Yeah.
that are then dipped in like a kind of batter,
Right.
like egg or something,
Yes.
and then deep fried.
Deep fried.
So you get this kind of mix of vegetables all together.
Yeah. Delicious like pumpkin and onion. You might have some carrot.
And you put that
Cabbage.
on top of the hot noodle soup,
Yes.
and you kind of eat the crunchy fried
Right.
kakiage as you also slurp the hot noodles.
Oh, yeah. With a nice ontama.
Okay. Ontama. That would be a kind of half-boiled egg.
Steamed egg.
The ontama is like you crack it open and then you dump it out.
Right.
You don't have to peel it.
You don't.
No,
And somehow it stays together, but it's
it's-
also...
well, it's raw enough, it's soft enough
Hmm.
that you can crack it and dump it out like a raw egg, but it's half cooked.
It's the perfect egg, in my opinion. And I'm an egg man.
I love those as well.
Good one.
I never get kakiage though.
You don't?
No, it's just,
Kakiage can be terrible.
it's very greasy.
It ranges from terrible to orgasmic, where you just have an orgasm.
You know what? I've never got it. Ever.
Really?
Yeah. So maybe I have to try it. It's so fried.
It's a lot, but when it's
So
not
greasy.
too heavy, when everything's done perfectly and it's flash fried
Right.
and drained properly, then
So it's fried in very hot oil
Yeah.
very quickly. Flash fry.
flash fry.
Okay.
You know, we flash fry.
So you love that kakiage with hot soba.
Damn.
In the summertime, do you switch to eating cold soba?
I can do both. Question number 2. That's a lot because I feel like we're both hungry because we're half drunk and we want to eat some delicious food. I could talk about food all night. Popular movie of your country?
I don't know.
There's no Canadian movies.
Oh, like Canadians love ice hockey.
Right.
One old classic is a movie called Slapshot.
Okay.
It's a funny movie about ice hockey. And the listeners from Russia, also ice hockey, super popular in Russia. So anyway, an old, funny Canadian movie, but it's from like 1980s or something.
Yeah.
It's about like ice hockey when it was like semi-professional.
Oh, okay. Right. In the 80s.
And it's about kind of 3 crazy brothers with big Coke bottle glasses.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. It's like your
Just like-
life.
Me and my brothers.
Yeah.
We all have big Coke bottle glasses.
Sure.
And they come into a team and they just fucking go crazy.
It's no surprise you
They don't look-
love that movie.
They don't look dangerous or whatever, but when they get on the ice and start playing, they're
Hey.
just like really dirty.
Australian movie, Chopper.
Chopper, mate.
Yeah, about a-
Great bloody flick.
Top flick. About a famous criminal from Melbourne.
A real story.
Yes. It's very extreme,
It's very violent.
very violent, but
Chopper.
highly recommend it.
How about The Castle? That's like a fun.
The Castle, okay. If you want fun and happy, The Castle.
Yeah.
If you want real,
Gritty, real, nasty.
gritty, real life, Chopper.
Chopper.
And favorite Japanese movie?
It's spelled chopper. Like
Chopper.
Yeah.
Like Chopper.
chopper.
He's called Chopper because he chopped his own ears off.
God.
He went to prison and he was in an area of the prison where they wanted to kill him, the other prisoners. So the only way to escape was to go to the medical department of the prison. And the only way to get there, he thought, was to chop his own ears off
Why did he chop both of them off?
because he's crazy.
Just one is enough.
Because he's a drug addict murderer. He's not thinking clearly.
Okay, well,
Anyway,
it's a wild, crazy movie, but it is very
it's
good.
a great movie. It's
Yeah.
very well made. Right. Favorite Japanese movie?
Miyazaki Hayao's animations were really quite amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
So imaginative.
They make Disney look like child's
The
play.
English name, Spirited Away.
Yeah.
All of Miyazaki Hayao's animes are classics almost.
Right.
Another guy who I used to be quite into his movies is Kitano.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Takeshi.
Yeah.
Yeah. He made some very violent, very cool kind of gangster movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One he made called Brother, which is mostly in English
Okay.
because it takes place in America.
Oh, really?
It's about an Yakuza guy whose brother lives in America and he has to leave Japan for some reason. And he ends up going to America and kind of becoming like a gangster in America.
Killing everybody with his sword.
No, he uses a gun.
All right. It's easier.
Yeah, and that was interesting for me because it's a cross between like a North American movie and a Japanese movie, but it's
Right.
made by Kitano
Kind of
Takeshi.
cross-cultural.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. For me, easy. Ninja Scroll.
Ninja Scroll.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's an anime from maybe the early 90s, late 80s.
Ninja Scroll.
Yes. It's crazy, awesome, violent, sexual anime. Highly recommend. That changed my life. I watched it when I was 10 years old, and I think it broke my brain.
Ninja Scroll.
Yeah. Okay, final question.
Okay.
An interesting question. What item would you find in somebody's house in each of these countries that's not a common household item?
Ooh. So I guess, do you want to go first?
Okay.
Boomerang?
Yeah. Dead kangaroo.
Does every Australian family have a boomerang? Do you have a boomerang in your house?
I do. Yeah.
It's true.
Sure. I don't think every Australian family has a boomerang in their house. One thing I'll say,
You do.
it's called a Hills hoist.
A Hills hoist.
Yes, it's a it's a particular kind of device that to dry your laundry. So it's in every classic Australian backyard has one.
Is it a round thing?
Yes, it has a pole in the middle
Yeah.
with a lever that you crank, and it raises up a kind of spider web design.
I've seen those. Yeah.
How about in Canada?
Well, I was just going to comment on that quickly. In Japan, almost no one has a dryer.
Right.
Now, Australia is a very hot, dry country.
Yeah.
So, do you have dryers?
A dryers are kind of common. It sort of depends on the house.
Okay.
A lot of people air dry their clothes outside. Some people.
So most people have dryers?
It's difficult to say. I mean,
Canada, everyone has a dryer.
I always remembered having a dryer growing up.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess it depends on how lazy you are. Because a dryer is much easier
Yeah.
than hanging everything.
Ah,
and
well,
then
it's hard to get used to when you move to Japan. It's like you have to take your wet clothes out and hang them up.
Yeah, it's a lot
Such
of.
a pain in the ass.
It's like a big job. It's time.
I
out of your
imagine
day.
in Russia they also use dryers because Russia, like Canada, is a cold country that's in the winter it's dark. In Canada, there's like a room.
Ah, yeah, a wet room,
Well, we call it a mud room.
a mud room.
Yeah, where you take off your boots and your jacket.
Right.
So a lot of Japanese people think that people don't take off their shoes in other countries when you go inside.
Yeah, I don't understand that
not
idea.
true. Yeah, we always take off our shoes.
Of course.
We actually have a whole room, we call it a mud room, where you take off your outside clothes. Because, it's Canada, so you got wet snow. And
Yeah.
you got to take off your boots and your jacket
I remember this from my time in Canada. I thought it was a great idea.
to have that room
Yeah.
where you just take off all your outside
You
clothes.
don't bring any of the outside inside.
Yeah, you put everything in the mud room.
Right.
But I think what the listener wants to know about is like some kind of interesting item. In my house, maybe, and this is true for Canadians who live in the countryside, which actually I didn't, but my dad's a hunter.
Right.
We have like moose antlers
Oh, sure.
hanging on the wall,
Okay.
a gun safe,
Right.
keep all the guns in,
Okay.
you know, like, and it's a big metal box with a heavy lock.
So you
Put
can't-
all the guns in there.
Right.
You keep them locked up. Not like America where they keep them under their pillow or whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So
next to their bed. No, we keep everything, all the guns in a gun safe.
So you always had guns in the house.
Always.
Right.
Yeah, in a safe. Except my brother. He'd keep it in his closet.
And in Japan, there's so many in Japan.
Well, one thing is the altar.
Yes.
So most houses in Japan have one tatami room.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's right next to us.
Sure.
Right here is our tatami room.
I can smell it.
Yeah. And it's a room that has, you know, it looks very traditional. It has traditional style closets.
Yep.
It has traditional style tatami mats for the floor.
Oh, yeah.
And generally you keep it quite empty.
Yeah.
And
It's a ceremonial room.
yeah, kind of. It's a good place for guests to stay
Okay.
because you have futons in the closet.
You don't have an altar in this room.
No, so that's the thing. Japanese families, almost all, pretty much all, have a kind of altar.
Definitely those who live in the countryside. It's almost 100%.
And I don't know if it's, I think it's Buddhist.
Yeah,
It's strange in Japan because everything's mixed, like Shinto and Buddhist traditions.
it is
tend to
it
be-
is Buddhist for the death.
Right.
Yeah.
So the altar, you light incense, and sometimes you put some food there, and you,
And you bang a little
Ding.
gong, miniature gong.
yeah. And when you go to jika, like someone's family home, like their parents' house, or the main house for the family, they'll often have samurai armor.
Yes.
It's a cool thing about Japan is it's a country with such a deep, rich history,
Yeah. Like,
especially being from Australia and Canada, where our countries are so new and young. I'd say Japanese people have way more interesting stuff in their homes
Oh, yeah.
compared to
No,
Western people.
they value history and
I'd
they
like to
value
know-
tradition.
I'd like to know some Russian items that they have, interesting Russian items in the home.
Yeah. Old bottles of vodka, I imagine. All right. So I hope we answered your question. Thank you very much for it. And it's great to know we have listeners in Russia
Yeah.
and around the world.
Da.
Da. Not yet.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in. I totally forgot we're taking video of this episode. You can come to YouTube, subscribe
Oh, it's going to
to.
be an exciting
channel.
video.
We're a little bit buzzed, but the video was rolling the whole time.
Right.
So,
Hey, man. Enjoy.
all right. Come to 55freebird.com. Goods, online lessons, and much, much more.
Comes to Instagrams.
Comes to the Instagrams.
Yeah, or I will find out where you live and I will deliver fresh bread to your house
And we'll hunt
every
you
day.
down,
Yeah, but in a good way.
throw a boomerang at you.
I'll like take care of your children and make sure your wife has a nice massage. That kind of thing. Look out.
Thanks for listening.
Good
See you
night.
next time.
Sweet dreams.
Poco no mi yaki, yeah. Poco no mi yaki, poco no mi yaki, yeah. Poco no mi yaki, yeah. Poco no mi yaki, yeah. Poco no mi yaki, poco no mi yaki, yeah. Poco no mi yaki, poco no mi yaki, yeah. Poco no mi yaki, yeah. Poco no mi yaki, yeah. Poco no mi yaki.